Welcome, everyone, to the NFL Week 14 show on the Predictive Playbook, powered by Sportsmemo.com. I'm your host, John Ryan, and my co-host, as always, now for 14 consecutive weeks, Rocky Atkinson, who is hitting 68%. He was 67%. You would expect him to do a little bit better than just adding 1% in a given week. But seriously, folks, that's a guy that you want to get over and check out the discounted subscriptions that are being offered. Don Buster is my second co-host for the 14th consecutive week, and it's been a blast, and Buster's doing well also. You can't go wrong with any one of those two guys over at sportsmemo.com, so make sure you visit it and get on board. Welcome to the show, guys. We're going to get started right away, and before we do, we are 5-1 as a team against the number on our show Best Bets, so congratulations to you guys for doing such a great job with me, and it's a lot of fun. 5-1 is pretty good, and it's been difficult cards the past 2 weeks. And it's December football, so like literally every game we're looking at now is monumental for the team that wins and the team that loses, and this game is one of them. And Buster's going to break down the San Francisco traveling to Cincinnati. This is a 1 o'clock start on Sunday. 4:25 start on Sunday. Cincinnati is installed as a 1-point favorite. The over-under at 48.5 after opening at 47. Take it away, Buster, and tell us where the betting opportunity lies in this matchup.
Well, John, thanks as always for having me. And I will, full disclosure, I was the one loss. Unfortunately, last week we gave out the Tampa Bay over. 37 points in the first half. I just need 14. And we all saw what happened there. And yeah, no excuses, but tough loss. Really bad beat for us last week. Should have been 6-0, but that's all right. We'll get another 3 wins today, guys. We're taking San Francisco in this spot. Tough loss. Talk about tough losses. Tough losses is a loss for San Fran last week in Seattle. They looked like they had that game. They're looking pretty good. They're up 9, I believe, at near the end of the first half. And Seattle scores that touchdown. They actually out-yarded Seattle in that game. 3 turnovers killed them though, and gave them the loss. Now they go to Cincinnati, where both teams really need the win. Cincinnati's coming off a tough loss themselves. They were down 24-0 right off the bat. Nice fight back, but they weren't good enough in the end and lost to the Chargers. Cincinnati has now lost 3 of their last 5 games, and it seems like they're getting a lot of love to me here just because of that Pittsburgh win. Got to remember, in those 3 losses, one of those were against the lowly Jets. So I think teams have found a little way to beat that Cincinnati defense that looked pretty good earlier in the year. San Francisco, they've won 4 of their last 6, and they've actually been really good on the road, going 4-2. And we believe San Fran they're kind of similar club to teams that have given Cincinnati trouble here, similar to Cleveland, similar to the Chargers last week. Play some good defense. And I think at the end of the day, the defense will win the day for San Fran here. We always talk, and we've talked on these videos about playing the team with the better offense and the better defense. Well, in this case, San Fran has the better offense just by a bit. They're ranked 13th and Cincinnati's 15th. But they have the much better defense, ranked 6th in the NFL to San Fran's 15th. And John, as always, I have a few trends. They're not really strong trends, but then again, last week, those Atlanta over trends, I gave out 2 trends that were, I believe one was like 92%, the other one was 84%. So maybe we don't always need a real strong trends here, but Cincinnati is 1-4 against the spread, their last 5 at home. And San Fran, when they've played Cincinnati, I know it's not all often, but they are 3-1-1 against the spread against the Bengals. Give us San Francisco here. I believe they're getting a point.
Great breakdown, Buster. I think San Fran is the team that is on the rise since Cincinnati recent weeks is trying to find their identity again. It's a brutal season, and it's a very violent sport to say the least, and a lot of injuries. And this time of year is the time that I spend a lot of time looking at injuries. And it is truly the healthiest teams are the ones that get to that Super Bowl and end up winning historically. But let's move on to another very important game. This will be my contribution to the show. We're looking at Dallas Cowboys versus the Washington football team, or as I like to call them, the Iron Condors, because they need a mascot. And Iron Condor sounds like a strong mascot that would be unintimidated by the America's team, Dallas Cowboys. The football team just sounds like a rec club to me. Anyway, this rivalry, when Washington was called the Redskins, all the way back into the 70s, has been dominated by the under. Even back in the days of George Allen walking up and down the sidelines for the Redskins. It was just smash mouth football and a lot of unders. The Dallas Cowboys, in all games that they have played just the last 3 seasons, are 2-11 straight up, 2-11 against the spread, and 12-1 under when on the road and lined within the threes. And what that means is they're either a 3-point favorite, all the way to pick 'em, all the way to 3-point dog. That trend is in effect this week, and I am definitely leaning on the under in this game. And furthermore, the team total for Dallas is in play here too, and I'll add that as a pizza money bet, no more than 1 unit. But in these games that Dallas has played recently, that has led to the 12-1 under, they have underperformed what the betting market is telling us they will score. So, for example, if a game is 50-point total and Dallas is a 3-point favorite, that would basically say a 26.5 to 23.5 Dallas win. So you would expect them to score 26, 27 points. That's what the market is telling us. But in these setups where there are the road team as a 3-point favorite or 3-point dog and everything in between, they have grossly underperformed their expected total produced by the betting market. So in these situations, we have in recent years, there are games, Cowboys-Washington on week 7 of the 2018 season, they underperformed by 6 points of the expected market. Against the Colts in week 15 of that same season, 22 points in underperformance. Cowboys-Saints in 2019, they underperformed by 14. So what that means is if a team total is 28, say, and they underperformed by 14, that means they scored 14 points in the game. So I think Dallas is not going to steamroll Washington here. I think they're going to have trouble. So I do like the under full game. I like the under Dallas team total in this game. And a slight lean to the Redskins. They're doing the same thing they did last year. But for the show purposes, under Dallas team total and under the total for the full game. So now we're going to move over to Rocky Atkinson, the 68% against the spread winning man. I just love saying that, Rocky. That's cool. That just sounds neat. So right here, we're looking at the Buffalo versus Tampa Bay Bucs game. Another big-time, monumental game for both teams. The Bucs are first in the NFC Central. Buffalo, after that, whatever that was on Monday night, I didn't know if that was a football game. I thought you had to have like 10 passes to qualify for an NFL game, but nevertheless, the Patriots won, throwing the ball 3 times. Buffalo Bills are second now in the AFC East. They're 7-5 straight up, 6-5-1 against the spread. The Bucs are an even 6-6 against the spread. Over under 6-6 seems pretty even here. So, Rocky, take it away and help me out and tell me where the best bet is for this matchup.
Thank you, John. I got Tampa Bay coming off a 30-17 win over Atlanta this past week. And like you said, Buffalo's off a crazy game on Monday Night Football where they lost 14-10 at home to the Patriots. This Buffalo offense is averaging 259 yards per game passing, 375.7 total yards per game this year. The Buffalo defense has been very solid, allowing only 165.2 passing yards per game, 272.3 total yards per game this season. Buffalo allows only 16.3 points per game overall this year, 14.3 points per game on the road this season. And this Buffalo team is a solid 4-2 straight up on the road this year, where they're beating opponents by an average of 16.7 points per game. Let's take a little deeper look into this Bills defense here. Buffalo's ranked number 1 in the league in total yards allowed this year. They have the number one pass defense in the league as well. Tampa Bay probably won't be able to run the ball, as they are one of the worst rushing teams in the league, sitting 25th at the moment in the NFL. So they're going to have to rely on Tom Brady, which is a good thing for them. But he's going up against this Bills' number one pass defense. And the Bills are also number 2 in the NFL in scoring defense. So this defense is very strong this year. And Buffalo, in my opinion, is one of the 2 best teams in the AFC. Although they haven't played like they did in the beginning, I think this team's going to come on strong. A few trends to consider here. Buffalo's 8-2 straight up, 9-1 against the spread the last 3 years in non-conference games, including 2-0 straight up and against the spread this year. Buffalo is 5-1 against the spread the last 6 games as an underdog. Buffalo is 8-2 against the spread the last 12 games as a road underdog. This also fits an angle I came across last week where we play on a team often against the spread loss, which is Buffalo, against a team often against the spread win, which is Tampa Bay. This year, this system is 52, 27, and 1, 65.8% if you played that angle each week. I do like Josh Allen here to get the job done, but this Buffalo defense should keep this one close. I wouldn't be surprised by an outright upset win by Buffalo here. So I'm going to play Buffalo plus the points here on Sunday.
Great job, Rocky. Great job, Buster. I hate this part of our show because it's time to sign off. But there will be a special for the next 30 days of NFL action for all 3 of us. The code will be NFL99. So when you go to sportsmemo.com, you just simply go to the checkout, type in that coupon code, and you'll get the next 30 days for $99. And that comes out to about $3.33 per day. That's pretty darn good deal. So, gentlemen, thank you for your time. We're going to look to continue our winning ways, 5-1 against the spread the last 2 weeks. And as you can see on the graphic above, that's the recap of our best bets for the show. And on behalf of Don, Buster, Rocky, myself, sportsmemo.com, Predictive Playbook shows, may all the wins be yours.